Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Madden 17 Road to Glory. And in this episode, I have made quite a few pretty nice upgrades to the team. As you can see, we're near enough 700k down on what we were on last episode, because I did pick up a few players, a few recommendations from you guys who I did pick up. And also, we've got the season star players out now as well. So first thing we'll do is we'll look at the team, and then we'll look at the season star players and see if they're worth picking up as well. So this is just the solo lineup I use. The actual one I use, the no money spent, is 92 overall, and I might speak about that in a little while as well. Haven't picked up a new QB yet. I'm looking to do so. We need that deep threat to go up to tier 2 chemistry, which would really benefit us, to be honest. Maybe we could replace Tim Brown in there with a deep threat chemistry receiver. I'll look into doing that. But the first upgrade is LeGarrette Blount. If you look at his card, it looks absolutely unreal. I know it's not that new, but for me, it's one of the best running backs around at the moment. I mean, 96 trucking, 96 carrying, with 90 speed, 93 acceleration, and 86 agility is still pretty good for a running back, to be honest, considering his size and his trucking ability. He should be very good for us. And as a little bonus, he's got 182 contracts, so he won't run out of contracts for us anytime soon, which, although it's not a huge bonus, it is a little bit of a bonus, and we did pick him up for the cheapest on the market as well. Next one, we've gone with Whitworth, just because I want to try this this chemistry he has. I think it's secure pass blocker or something, I think it's called, but he has got 95 pass block and 91 run block, so he's a huge upgrade on Jake Matthews, who we had last time. He does a bit lower impact block, but for me, that's not too important, I don't think. I think as long as they've got good blocking and they can keep the pocket clear, for me personally, as a player, that's the main benefit. And also, he gets that edge protector chem, which puts up Schrader to a 93 as well. So our line is looking pretty good. And we've got Patty in there still to upgrade, but there aren't any left guards who are reasonably priced as an upgrade. So I don't want to spend tons of coins, because I do want to save the coins for the promos that are going to come flying out at the moment, because there's so many of them coming out. We've got the season stars. We've also got the rookie premier ones that are going to come out as well. There's going to be position heroes. There's going to be the movers ones that are going to come out, and that's going to really, really make the market sink, I think, anyway. So I'm going to save my coins for a little while in that regard. On defence, we have our biggest pickup so far of the series in prime time, Deion Sanders. We're going to put him as number 1 corner, because, to be honest, if anyone lines up against him in coverage, he's going to be better than them, to be honest. I don't think there's a receiver who can, match Deion at this point in the game. I'm also looking to pick up one more player who has the defensive chem that I need here, because it gives him actually really, really nice stats. You can't see it on this screen, but I think it gives him more acceleration, a little bit more play rec, and more strength, which for Deion is huge, because he's terrible in the run game. But in coverage, considering I go coverage with my corners all the time, I very, very rarely blitz them, he'll be good for us there. And we've also got Jalen Ramsey at number 2 now, who he's still very good even at this point in the game. But they're the only upgrades we have in the team as of now. Still looking to upgrade the defensive line, so if you have a defensive lineman who you can recommend to me who's a reasonable price, do let me know. Everywhere else should still be exactly the same, and it is. But also, something I wanted to go over this episode is the new players that are out. So if you look at them, they're the season stars. They're not the best players at their positions. Obviously, I presume they're going to save those for position hero, even though they've just done team of the year. They might not do the best player at each position, but they'll do the second best or something like that as a position hero, because they've just done team of the year. I'm not exactly sure how EA are going to do that, because last year they did the best players from what I remember anyway. You had Julio Jones as the wide receiver, Barr as the left outside backer, who's not the best backer, but he's definitely one of the top ones. So they might do something like that again this year. But for this one specifically, the season stars, there are some fairly good players out who are reasonably cheap as well, to be honest. If you look at them, I think they're all elite players from what I saw earlier, and they were going for around 30k. Let's see exactly what they're going for now. This is about 2-3 hours ago, so you never know with the Madden market how it's going to end up. They're going for 24k now, so they've really dropped quite drastically. This Hayes card doesn't even look too bad, to be honest. 93 block shed with 83 speed. Good power move, not great finesse move, but I'm just keeping camera weight because he's untradeable at the moment. And we have Curse as a backup, and we also have Vic Beasley in there, who I might actually sell on because I don't actually use him whatsoever. But so you can see that William Hayes card for 24k. That's very good. He's quick, strong, very good tackling, very good block shed. So I think, to be honest, in a 3-4 or a 4-3, he should be pretty good, even with his finesse move being 75. And there's plenty of other good cards out. There's also, I'm not going to even try and pronounce that one. We've got Cordy Glenn as a left tackle. We did just get Whitworth in, so hopefully he hasn't put his value down that much. Bradford, I'm not going to pick him up as QB. He's got the wrong chem, and to be honest, I just don't think he'll be that good a player anyway. We've got Crowell in there. A lot of, not game-breaking players, but a lot of pretty good players. This middle linebacker, Demario Davies, looks pretty good though, to be fair. 88 speed, 89 play rec with 93 tackling, and he's 6'2". So with that pursue and hit power as well, he'll pretty much do the job of Shazier. As you can see there, he has the same chem with the tackle machine chem, which might actually be better than Shazier. So I might actually pick him up instead of Shazier. He's a bit taller than him as well. Let me just look at the speed overall stats. So he's got 88 speed, 1 lower, acceleration, 1 higher. So I might actually swap them around before we go into the game. I'll not do that on camera. But there will be 2 games today, so that's the only change I think I'll make in the team, is getting Demario Davies in. But I don't want to ramble on for way too long, because, I have to get 2 games into the episode, and hopefully we can win those games with the newly upgraded team. But if you guys have enjoyed the episode up to this point, smash a like on the like button, subscribe to the channel, because there'll be so much more content coming out like this. If you're struggling to make coins or something, this is what sort of team you can get with 2 million spare. So definitely stick around in the series, because there's so much more content to come in Madden. And that's it from me, and we'll jump into the gameplay. So guys, we only actually have 1 game in today's episode, but it is a hell of a game. You can see my opponent there. He actually has Team of the Year Landon Collins, but he has him out of position, so he actually doesn't get the chem boosts. So that hot hands chem, I'm not too worried about. I don't know how much effect it actually has on the way players play pick-wise, but that's not something I have to worry about this game. So my opponent has Donovan McNabb at QB, which I'm always quite worried about, because if someone knows how to scramble, that's something I really struggle on defending against, because it just puts my whole defence totally out of position. If I put a QB spy in there, my whole defence goes out of position because there's a huge hole somewhere. But we could have got a pick 6 on my opponent's first little drive there. He threw it straight over my cornerback. Pretty unlucky there, but we're coming out. We're trying to get a pick, and fortunately we do with Ryan Shazier there. So I didn't sub him out for the other middle linebacker, and he's proving why we want to keep him in the team, because he is just an absolutely phenomenal user middle linebacker, and he alone, I think, has made my usering skills improve a fair amount. Over the past month or so, I've decided to start user in the linebacker. I think my gameplay has improved drastically over that period of time as well. But he makes a nice little route there to the outside. Dion actually didn't do too much this game. I think I'm playing him too deep all the time. I think I should get him in and around the box a little bit more, just so he has the opportunity to come up against players, or he's near players a lot, because a lot of the time, if you actually watch him, he tends to be on the right hand side of the screen a lot. He's just nowhere near any of the action. But my opponent is on 3rd and 1. He's not going to run the ball, he's going to pass it, so I'm just trying to make sure he doesn't get anything over the middle. He does throw it to the flats. Dion's there pretty quick though, so I'm not sure whether another corner would have got there as quick, so I suppose he saved me a yard or 2 on that play. But we're going to send a lot of people here. I'm trying to use the crossing route, as I knew it was going to be open. But unfortunately, the deeper crossing route was open, so he throws that. He throws a nice little pinpoint pass, and it gets him 1st and goal. He throws a nice screen there. I did see it coming. You can see my user went over to that side, took up a block, and that freed up one of my other defenders just to go in and make a nice tackle. So he's still on the 6-yard line. I'm trying to use any route he might go to, and Cam Chancellor comes up huge. For some reason, it says safety over the top there when you actually pick it and stay in your own end zone. Not sure why, but it does that glitch quite a lot. As you can see, the screen pass was locked up, so I thought, you know what, I'll try and lob it deep to Julio. Unfortunately, it doesn't come off. And also another thing I noticed this game is I barely ever throw to my number one receiver. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that, but I do barely ever do it. I throw to my number 2 like Antonio Brown, and he comes up big there with a huge catch. I mean, I didn't think that would come off whatsoever, and I know this, the way he's been using the linebacker, I know this play is going to work. Dallas Clark is going to be wide open, which he is, and Dallas Clark might be the MVP of my team. I'm thinking of getting his 94 rated, but this 90 rated card just puts in so much work. I don't see a reason to change him up at the moment, to be honest. And now we're going to get LeGarrette Blount involved where we can. To be honest, you'll see I won't get him involved too much in the highlights, I don't think, because he just didn't do too much in this game. I couldn't get the run game going. My opponent was going cover 3 all game, and for some reason, even though my line all have in the 90s run block, I just couldn't get the running game going. But this is also why we have Dallas Clark. Look at that. He picks up something that should be a 2-yard gain. He gets me a 1st and goal off that. And I'm going to try and give it to Blount wherever I can here. Going to try and just smash it into the end zone, to be honest. We have Peters as a blocking fullback, and he's very good at that considering he is a lineman out of position. But this, I see the right hand side or the left hand side, one of them is going to be open. I see the right hand side is nicely open for Clark, and we reward him for, to be honest, he got us entirely down the field there near enough, and we give him his just rewards there. 14-0 against my opponent, sending in some nice blitzes here and there, and Haley gets a very nice sack. I'm calling timeouts because I think, you know, it's worth it. We could get one deep play, hopefully get a highlight play. My opponent punts it, and I didn't actually make D on punt return, which I should have done. But we have Landry Jones, and he sees a hole. He goes straight through it, and he is actually going to pick up the punt return. So pretty good I didn't pick up D on there, because he might not have got that. But Landry Jones does come up big with a play there. I have actually changed it over since this game, but gets us the 21-0 lead, which puts us in a very comfortable position. Forces my opponent to an onside kick, and he actually ends up getting it. So that is something you actually see a reasonable amount of time, but it never seems to pay off for you. It always seems to pay off for your opponent. I read this play perfectly. I'm just not fast enough. The over-the-shoulder throw from McNabb there actually is the perfect throw. I couldn't believe that when I saw it was an over-the-shoulder like that. But, you know, fair play to my opponent. He saw the gap in the field, and he made the perfect throw. And he's driven pretty nicely down the field up to this point. He's calling hurry up. I'm pretty sure he's not going to run it from here. I'm pretty sure he's going to pass it. So I'm just going to try and lurk over the middle. Hopefully get a nice little pick on one of the crossing routes. There were 2 crossing routes there. If I was in the right position, that would have been a pick, because I knew he was going to throw to that route. I think that plays the Y trail play, I think it's called. And a lot of people call that because it baits your user into one route and then you throw to the other one. So to be honest, I do that a fair amount. As you can see, once again, usering the over the crossing routes, and that's why McNabb is such a powerhouse in this game. He's so hard to contain just because he's so fast and his throwing is so on point. Unfortunately, I thought since Antonio Brown came down with one of the earlier catches, he'd come down with that. He didn't, and I'm trying to mix up my play calling a little bit here. I know that's not going to get a first down, but I know it's going to get us enough yards to get a first down, which is why I made that throw there and didn't try risking it deep. 4th and 6, I'm going to go for it because I know I can stop his offense. I've done it twice now, and I think on the last one I was just a bit shell-shocked that he managed to get the onside kick, so I gave him the points on that one. But it's still 21-7. I just need to get this, and as you can see, once again, the MVP, Dallas Clark, picks up the catch. I think he had over 200 yards receiving this game or something crazy like that. But I'm going to give it to LeGarrette Blount where I can here. And that's what he can do in the open field. Once he gets into the open field, one-on-one, he is going to truck nearly anybody, I think. I think if it's a corner, 100% truck in. If it's a strong safety, there's not very many who can come up against him and actually beat him. So hopefully we can get him running a little bit more. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Julio to the slot receiver just so we get some nice blocking in for Blount, which should really help us. Dallas Clark once again with a great reception. I saw he was playing man coverage, so I knew Dallas Clark's going to be able to outrun most linebackers because he has 90-odd speed, I think. And we will settle for the field goal to make it a 3-possession game. So 24-7. He can still come back, considering Madden. He can just do one deep pass. He does do the deep pass there. Fortunately, one of our corners was actually reading that and played nice and deep. So I'm going to try and lock that route up. As you can see, everything over the middle is locked up. Everything over the top's locked up. So cover 3 at this point, I think, is the best coverage to go in. He does have a dump off route, absolutely open, but Cameron Wake comes up big with, I think, a 20-something loss sack there. Actually, 17-yard sack. So I know I just need to use everything deep. He does make a very nice pass there to make it 3rd and 11. But it's coming towards the end of the game, 2-minute warning. I know worst case scenario, I can kneel the game down. So I at least want to try and make a play at this point. And so does my opponent. You know, he's not giving up. Fair play to him for keep playing. He's calling hurry up. He wants to get a few more points on the board. He did have a good team, so he could put points on me. But as you can see, I'm just going to use everything over the middle, not give him any easy yards, and make him work for all of them. Fortunately, I think that was an error on his part. He clicked X too quick, and I'm just user in that route. We get a nice second user pick of the game, and that is it. So a fairly epic game there. That was definitely a fun one to play. Pretty much every new player made a good impact in that game. I mean, Blunt didn't make the best impact, but he came up big when he did need to. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I will see you guys soon for another Madden 17 Road to Glory video.